All right, here we go. Okay, check. You got me?
I got you.
All right, great. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we'll work a little bit more on the what we were doing yesterday.
All right.
But you got a little bit of a crosswind today. So well, the level of difficulty will increase a little bit. And then it'll be Sophie's choice for you. Once you get your landings nailed, you can go ahead and try short field and soft field. I demonstrated both those, right? Or just short field?
You kind of threw short and soft into it. Like,
okay.
Just add the power. I pulled the power back too hard. when we were coming in for like the flare.
Right.
So I kind of came in a little bit hard.
Okay. But
55 knots pretty much what I want to shoot for on final.
65 on final. And then really, as you roll over, as you pitch over, go ahead and get that. You want to try and be 55, 60 ideally as you're getting ready to flare.
Okay.
And that'll very nicely set you up for a very nice touchdown.
Okay.
All right, you've got the airplane.
I have the plane.
Okay, just let's just gingerly just taxi her on out to the run-up area. Try and stay as close as you can to the runway as possible.
Right,
in the green areas.
So I'll go straight ahead and then loop right?
Yep, turn right. And watch out, there's some idiot with a camera out here. I don't know where he went. He was...
he's behind us.
Okay, good. I really hate it when they do that, but, you know. All right, go ahead and get that rudder over. Got to use full rudder.
Okay, we're going to go right between the drop ship?
Yeah, we want to right between them. Okay, I'm going to help you out a little bit of heel brake there.
Alright.
Alright, go ahead, add some power, a little bit more power. Alright, get it rolling, and then put that...
No brake in.
Go ahead, a little bit more. There you go. Alright, you're good. Alright, slow down. Okay, you got the airplane.
I have the plane.
Alright, is oil pressure off the peg at all? Not really, is it? Oil temperature, I mean, off the peg.
Oh, no, I don't...
Alright, so we'll sit here, we'll turn her into the wind, and we'll kind of hang on, we'll hang out for a few minutes. Try and get that oil pressure a little bit, or oil temperature up a little bit higher. Man, I am already beat. Terry always wears my ass out. Oh, here comes that, there, I got the airplane.
Okay, your plane.
This guy in the Great Lakes, he's a hell of a nice guy, but he has absolutely no frickin', you know, he thinks he owns the airport, so. I'm gonna just taxi, let him know, I'm just gonna taxi him around a little bit.
Right,
It'll also cause the engine to warm up, because
yeah, I don't think he knows where
he can't see shit in that back cockpit.
Yeah.
And this is the one way you can warm the engine up, is just keep taxiing it around. Come on, dude. Okay. All right, there he goes. Now we're going to follow him behind him. This is a nice airplane. This is a very nice airplane. But
looks nice and cold.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So I have no... So you can see when I'm going, come on. Come on, get around. I have no rudder authority in a tailwind like this. So we've got about, you see, it's about a 12 mile an hour tailwind. So just kind of keep that in, keep that in mind when you're flying. Especially when you're going downwind. It's going to feel like you're moving 1,000,000 miles an hour on downwind.
That's the top reel off to our back left.
Okay, all right. I'm going to let him...
Might have just jumped in line. He's back there.
All right, I'm going to wait right here. Oh, come on, Emerson. Oh, is he moving?
Yeah, he's right there.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. You're good. He's going over the fuel pumps. I bet you. Oh, maybe he's going to fly. No, he's going to fuel pumps. All right. That oil should be a little bit warmer now. Yeah, it's off the peg now.
Okay.
All right, so that's good. That worked. All right, go ahead and you got the airplane back. Go ahead and do the run up, or do the,
All right.
SCAR check.
All right.
Okay, here the engine's starting to run a little rough. So bring it up a little bit, and then put on a little bit of carburetor heat. Just let her sit there for a sec, and then she'll steady out here in a second. So we did pick up a little bit of ice there. Okay, she'll start running a little nicer now. Go ahead and put that carburetor back in. There we go.
Door latch.
Yep.
Belt fasten item stove. Passenger brakes set. Back throttle fit. Back check. I feel like this throttle is a lot less sticky like the other ones.
Yeah.
It's that carb heat check, oil temp, pressure, idle check.
Okay, this one will stall, so just bring it down, and there you go. That should be enough there. Good. All right, so bring it back to 1,000, and let's go ahead and taxi. Want to stay on, like I said, the north side of the field, okay?
All right.
All right, you got the airplane.
I have the blank.
I would turn to the left. Always turn to the left, so that way you can watch the
traffic
pattern. All right, now this is where you remember way back when you were first learning how to fly, they told you to put a little bit of aileron into the wind and all that when you take off? Yeah, well, if you don't do that here, you're going to go for a hell of a ride.
All right.
All right, you never did it on the Cessnas afterwards, right? You know, okay, I figured it out. All right, I don't have to do it anymore. Yeah, this thing here, you're going to need to.
Okay.
So just watch that. So I always take, especially flying tailwheel, I'm always looking at the windsock. So right before I put the power, I look at the windsock and see what it's telling me, and then I put the power in.
All right. Off to the right. The left.
Yep, there you go. Go ahead and add some power. Let's go ahead and bring her up. Okay. Nope, not yet. All right. Now start to roll her up a little bit. There you go.
Hey. start to turn to the left. Alright, sky's clear. Sky's clear.
Oh, the wind gods are smiling on you right down the runway.
I know. I saw the wind shift and I started to kind of laugh.
Hey, that's cool. All right, then put her down between the first and second cones and stop it by the third cone. You're not going to do that at about 70. There you go. 55, 60, you'll be able to do that. There you go. A little aggressive on a flare, that's okay. Get that stick all the way back. Don't let it go forward. Once you made contact with the ground, that thing's got to be in your gut. All right, there's 200 feet. So you land an airplane 300 feet.
My first time I've done that.
See, so speed is your friend in this airplane. Yeah, I don't know if you were paying attention to the airspeed indicator. Basically, you were about 55 as you came over the top of the trees. Okay, once you got into ground effect, you're down to about 50. And as soon as you presented the wing, you started the flare, the airplane slowed down to about 42. You touched down about 40, and as soon as you got that, you feel that stick pop forward.
Yeah.
That's not good. Once you make contact with the ground, it's automatic. That stick's got to be in your gut. Because what can happen is the airplane can lurch forward, go over on its nose.
Okay.
Because you still have energy, and what energy you have. And in this thing here, it probably won't go over on its nose. But in a 140, a Cessna 140 or a Cessna 170, because the part about this whole checkout is that means you can fly any tailwheel airplane. So any airplane with a little bit more net mass and inertia will, and that's what kills 140s is they go up on their nose. Go ahead and do that again.
RP 10, off trim, eyes clear. Going down the runway. Ahead. On the north side. Straighten her out.
Wind's right down the runway. Yep, the wind gods are smiling on you.
Full power. Stay forward.
Get that stick back. There you go. I would have pulled the stick back just a hair more, but that's fine. You're 50, get the nose down just a little bit. You want to be climbing out 55, 60.
Turn to the left.
Okay, now if you look at yourself outside, you're actually flying sideways.
Alright.
So I'd put a little bit more, next time put a little bit more crab upwind. You ever being pushed those trees out there?
Yeah.
We started off almost to the road and look how far you've drifted.
Right, yeah. Alright.
I'm just, this thing here, like I said, unlike, if you're flying, when you're flying heavier metal, bigger engines, a little bit more power, a little bit more inertia, they're not as affected by the wind as this thing. This thing really is a powered box kite.
Right.
So, just try and cement those ideas into your head there. Because that's the problem. You get your CFI and you've got a tailwheel endorsement, you can technically hang your shingle out. And let me tell you something, there's a lot of people looking for tailwheel endorsements. You just have to be real careful, especially, a lot of guys, I can't count the number of people that have come out and they're saying, well, I just bought this CH701 tailwheel and I've never flown a tailwheel before, and can you train me in my airplane? And the answer is no. Because their insurance won't cover you, their insurance won't cover the airplane, their insurance doesn't cover him, and that's a great way to get. One of my flight instructor buddies almost got his ass suit off.
We're way far.
Yep.
So we'll at 1500.
So what I would do is I would crab towards the field as you're heading on your base leg, just to make sure you don't get blown too far down. Now, right around there probably should be about good.
Anybody else up here?
So in a crosswind, on a windy day like today, usually I trim for 60. 60, 65 is appropriate. That way you'll get around the pattern a little faster. But you'll see, once we turn it, there you go, you got a nice little crosswind going there. So once you turn the wind, you'll see how much this thing really
blows.
Yeah, it's going to get blown sideways. So are we high or are we low?
We are high.
All right, well, we can fix that. Just pull the power off. Once you turn in the wind, you're forward, even though we're doing about 65, we're probably doing about 45 over the ground up here. All right, so this is where a little bit of, right there, a little, there you go, the wind just changed almost straight down the runway. So again, the weather god smiled on you. Nice. Very nice. And that one you landed in about 500 feet.
Practice, 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 practice.
That's it, man. That's why a lot of people, they, you to do a tailwheel endorsement correctly, you probably need about 50 landings. You know, I mean, in all kinds of different days. Today's one of them. And you can see. Yesterday we were rolling another 150, 200 feet.
Yeah.
So you see how much that headwind makes a difference. In landing in the airplane.
Yeah, Emerson started up over there.
Yep.
For this, still do I want we got that tailwind. Do we want to still have the stick back, or do we want to have it forward?
Well, the book says the stick should be forward,
right.
But they teach here the stick always in your gut.
Okay.
Because if it gets that windy, you're not flying. And quite honestly, with that stick forward, these airplanes are so light that it'll actually push the nose over.
Okay.
So that's at least that's the excuse they gave me.
Fair enough. All right. Patterns clear.
Okay.
RV in. Take off trim. Dot check. Looks like it's straight down the runway.
Don't let the nose drop. Get that nose up a little bit more. There you go.
Right.
Nice. Now you'll see once we get above the friction level, the airplane will almost feel like it almost seems like you're slowing down. And you know what I mean by the friction level, right?
Like the ground effect?
No, the friction level above the trees.
Okay.
Trees, building shrubs, that all counts in the Coriolis effect. And these things, the hot air balloons, you can really feel when you're in and out, as you climb through the friction level.
Okay.
And then you're getting, what you're getting is the windsock is pointing down that runway. And if you look at the runway, it's basically, if you look at this field, this whole area, you see that kind of funnels that air down through the runway. You get above the friction level, then the wind takes a more southerly component. So, with these things in hot air balloons, you'll learn how to really manage that. So you can use that to your advantage when you're planning your landing. So we'll do one more like that one there, and then now we're going to start working on precision landings.
All right.
All right? So you see this field right below us here, if you look over to the left?
Yeah.
See that water in the field, right?
Yeah.
Okay? When you're getting ready to go, if you're coming into a strange field and you see stuff like that, you may want to hold off in ground effect and keep the airplane going until you get to the dry end of the field. There's a lot of places in Ohio and places like that are places Indiana, where you see a lot of that cultivated fields with standing water in them. And if you have any power at all, you can use that ground effect to your advantage. To keep the airplane to get right over the top of that thing, And then just when you figure, okay, this looks about dry, then you chop the throttle, boom, and the airplane lands, and it basically stops. You're basically flying the airplane in three-point position. So it's kind of cool.
Alright, field, RP, up, 100, 5. Pattern looks clear. Tab in.
You're just about 1,400 feet right now. You've got the power off. No, don't add power.
Okay.
Just watch how fast you drop. You know, right here, it looks like you got plenty of altitude. Look at how fast you're going down.
Yeah.
You're coming down about almost 100 feet a minute, maybe a little faster. You could have made the airport if you lost the power. You would have made the airport, but just barely.
Okay.
So I just to give you that idea how much that headwind affects the airplane. A down aileron there. There you go. About 300 feet, not too bad.
I'm kind of curious, what happened to the 206 over there? It had like really bad hanger rash on the...
It's a long story. They basically, too bad they chopped the corn down. You'll see a path going into the corn at the far end of the field. And that was stupid things young commercial pilots do. He never landed the airplane with a full passenger load. That's the problem with jump planes. You know, they go on up, they lose their cargo, and they come back very, very light, right?
Right.
Well, they launched. A cloud dropped over came over the drop zone. They couldn't see the drop zone, so they decided to come back in with 6 people on board. The guy came in. He was hot. He was scared. He was hot. And he touched down, and he didn't think to put the flaps out. So he landed with no flaps. Then he realized, oh God, I'm going too fast. So he smashed the power in. And by the way, that's a turbo 206.
Oh.
So he didn't take into account turbo lag. And he basically freaked out and just stopped flying the airplane. The airplane ran into a bunch of...
Ouch.
Yeah.
Alright. Pattern's clear. Takeoff trim and carpet off. Got checks down the runway.
We're off the runway now. We're off a little bit of crab in there to the left. The other left. There you go. So you'll see there's two sets of grain silos. There's some low silver ones in front of us coming up on us, and then you see the taller ones. Those are perfectly in alignment with the runway.
Okay.
So if you can keep on the left-hand side, you're doing fine. And that's how, with these airplanes, that's how I kind of judge my crab angle. If I'm keeping a constant bearing, to those, if I'm flying away, I got too much. If I'm flying towards them, little, yada, yada.
Gotcha.
But I've actually had some of my students, when they don't correct for wind, on a heavy crosswind day, we're actually over that clump of trees over there by the time they go, oh, I think I'm not in alignment with the runway anymore. Yeah, you think?
Alright, 1500. Go to the left.
Hey, that was a little sloppy on that turn, but that's okay. So you can feel in your butt, right? You feel when the airplane's not... when you're not coordinated. You can actually feel the thing kind of skidding and slipping. Your butt cheeks load up, So when your butt cheek loads up, you can either reduce the angle of bank with roll or increase rudder. And that'll cause your butt cheek to load up. Feel on my right butt cheek's loaded up a little bit, so you're slightly uncoordinated. So take a little bit of that right roll out of there. There you go. And don't worry if you don't feel it right now.
I'm slowly getting it. Like I knew it was kind of like wiggly.
Yep.
And so
you just gotta kind of get used to it. About 500 hours in the back seat will take care of it for you. And the other advantage is where I'm sitting close to the center of gravity, so I feel it a little bit more than you do up in the front. I was going to say, I kind of go in the wrong direction with that. Hey, whatever. So far, you haven't demonstrated the propensity to want to kill me, so I'm okay with it.
Alright. I'll try not to do that. Alright, getting wide.
I swear to God, there's some guys that I think it's almost a challenge. Let's see if we can scare the shit out of this guy. Like my last student. I really love him to death, but boy. And he's deaf, so I can't say anything to him. I got a gesture.
Alright.
Alright, so this time I want you to have a little bit extra, keep her right around 60, 65 all the way down. Alright?
Alright.
And then when we get ready to start getting into ground effect, just bring that throttle in just about 100 to 150 RPMs, and just kind of keep her in 3-point, 150 RPMs, and you just play with it a little bit and let her ghost a little bit in ground effect. And you'll see it's amazing how much control you've got on this airplane.
A little bit of a crosswind. Well, playing with a little left crosswind.
A little bit of a left crosswind, yeah. Good. You got a little bit of that upwind wing down. That's good. All right. Go ahead and pull that power down. Head around now and then start feeding that power just a little bit, just a touch. Okay, get you right here. Hold it. Okay, just fly the airplane. Okay, nope, not quite enough, but you got it. You kind of got the idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, once you're down, get that stick in your gut. So you can practice that. We'll fly down the runway and taxi back on the next one, just so you can. But remember, you have to kind of use a little bit of rudder pressure and a little bit of left aileron to kind of keep that thing, because that wind's. It is. You are getting a little bit of left crosswind. Not much of one, but so. And you'll find you can fly this thing ground effect all the way down the other end of the field. It's actually a lot of fun. There's an old war hero back there, that straight tail 172 back there.
Yeah, it's like,
that thing is as old as I am. 1958.
Yeah, because I think it's like a 172A because it has the no back window.
Yep.
I have a friend up in Columbus. He has a 172A, and first set in from that thing, that felt like it was on stilts compared to like a normal 172. Yeah. You're just like, I mean, this thing sits really high.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But I tell you what, I love that airplane. I really do, man. They are, like I said, I had 5 S model 172s, and I'll tell you, that thing flies rings around my S model 172. I mean, it's just a much better airplane.
Alright, pattern's clear, little bird, repeat, and trim. There's that aerobatic guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Full power, stick forward.
Yeah, don't pump the stick. You were pumping the stick there. Just hold it, yeah. Just hold it in that 3-point attitude and let it will fly off. But if you put the stick forward, you can actually start PIO. And that's bad in this airplane.
Yeah, 'cause I wasn't sure if I was just bouncing or...
Oh, you were bouncing. The airplane bounces. That's why I was showing you those oleo springs in the front. It will bounce.
Okay.
So that's why you want to just keep that stick back.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I mean, just get the feel for the plane. I wasn't sure if it was just bouncing from the terrain or like bouncing
you're bouncing from the terrain. And that's the reason why we don't like to do wheel landings or wheelies landing or wheelies taking off. Is if you hit one of those bumps at the wrong angle, you'll actually put the airplane over on its nose. That's why we teach 3-point here. And there's no real reason not to teach 3-point, because if it's good enough for the vibrator, it's good enough for just about any airplane.
What was the one you were calling the Offender the other day?
Yeah, the Offender, the Aeronca, the Defender, the Aeronca, we call it the Offender. It's basically the Aeronca military version of the Grasshopper, the L3 Cub. So they tried to, and it was actually a better airplane than the Cub was, because you flew it from the front seat instead of the back seat. But the problem was that the Cub, they could crank out, the military, the War Department said, we want 15,000 airplanes. Aeronca made the fatal mistake of saying, we can't do that. Piper turned around and said, I'll give you 16,000, and they got the contract. They wound up building, everybody wound up building liaisons, Stinson, Ronca, Tailorcraft, but the Cub was the most successful of the bunch. They were the ones that could crank out more. Oh, the thermals are starting to hit. I don't know if you felt that one. That was pretty good, man. Yeah, it's going to be a nice, it's going to be a fun afternoon. Well, it depends on your definition of fun.
Yeah. RP.
See, we're up at 1,900 feet. We gained 100 feet in that thermal we hit.
Getting wide.
So yeah, this area right here is great for thermals. You see, you got the power back. You're still hanging out there 1,900 feet. So pull that power all the way down. So remember, what goes up must come down. So once we get through that thermal, all of a sudden, when you start to feel the airplane start to drop, like it's coming up right about now. All right, now we're in the down cycle. Don't leave the power out for right now.
Okay.
No, keep it, right about 12. They're right about there. That's good. Okay. Because there's the next thermal. Any of these dry fields generate heat, they generate lift, right? And you don't feel them, like I said, in the Cessnas, all that, my Cherokee. Boy, you definitely feel them in this thing here. So now we're definitely down cycle. Now we're down to 15 going down. So yeah, now you want to add a little bit of power. Kind of keep that speed up a little bit. That's good. Yeah, and all the glider guys are like, oh, there ain't no lift around Ohio. And I'm like, well, I don't know about you, but yeah, I've flown in northern Germany, and there's plenty of lift in northern Germany, so.
Now, what they just had that one Erlon or whatever that just had that soaring record, like something.
Yeah, the Perlin. He went all the way up to
I
think 60. Was it 68,000?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, there's a whole science behind that, and a lot of it I don't quite completely understand. But basically, you use dynamic soaring to get you up over the up into the wave above the Andes in South America, and a lot of it has to do with the. Okay, add some power now. Nope, don't let the nose get too high. But look at that. Add a little bit of power right in here. Okay, now take it off. Once you hit the ground, then you take the power off, get the stick back. And that's also a soft field landing too. You saw how easy we landed, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've probably seen the videos with the whatchamacallits, the Bush pilots, yeah, the Valdez Trust. Yeah, you saw how. Now those guys are flying airplanes like this with 180 horsepower engines in them. Yeah. So they can literally hang them dudes off the prop.
And they got like those Johnson bar flaps that they just throw in after they pick up some speed,
right,
off in like 20 feet.
Yep. And then you got Draco, the guy who put the PT-6 in the Wilga. And that sumbitch literally, I mean, as soon as he puts the power to it, it's flying. So yeah, there's all kinds of interesting toys out there.
Yeah, those guys, the Patey brothers, they do have like videos, and they have like I think they both have Lancer Legacy. They race over at Reno.
Yeah.
And I actually think they took one of their Lancers and they raced it against one of their jets that they have, and the Lancer just completely destroyed it.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting because it's funny. I guess they finally gave up. It used to be the guy's real name is Lancair, but everybody called it Lancer, so I guess he just gave up and said, "Fine, it's a Lancer. Fuck it," Yeah. But I remember meeting one of the designers, and they said, "No, that's so and so Lank," and he's I'm like, "Really?" Now again, you're getting this third hand, so whatever's fair.
Right.
But this guy had he put a 260 horsepower engine on it with a 4-bladed Q prop. Okay, where'd that Cub go? I can't see him.
Ahead.
You got him? Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you got him, that's okay. I can't see him at all. There, okay, got it now.
RP off. Take off trim.
Now she's doing a wheel takeoff. See that? Okay, so we'll practice that next. All right. Well, I'll demonstrate. We'll practice and demonstrate a wheel takeoff and a wheel landing. Okay.
All right.
All right. But don't do this here.
All right. Pattern clear.
All right.
They're up and off. A little bit of left crosswind.
Okay.
All right. So.
All right. So bring the power up just like you normally would. Okay. Get the stick all the way forward. Push it all the way forward. Okay. Now hold it right there. Okay. Don't pull back yet. Okay. So now we're doing. Now hold it right here. All right. Now pull.
Okay, so
there you
you're
go.
really holding the nose.
You're
down.
holding the nose down forward, yes. Okay, don't follow her. I don't know what she's doing. She's taking on. I guess she's going somewhere.
All right.
And the same thing with a wheel landing. It's the same deal.
Trying to hold it flat until you.
Yeah, you kind of hold it fairly flat. And then as you're coming in, you have a little bit extra energy when you're coming in to land. You know?
Yeah, I can already tell I don't like that just because I'm used to, flaring even in a 172, such that coming in flat seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Alright.
So what do you think you use the wheel landing for?
That's a good question.
All right. Well, okay, then I'll give you the answer if you don't know. So when you're landing on paved strips with a crosswind, you want to have that extra energy, and literally what you're doing is you're landing on the, you've got that wind correction in, you've got that, the upwind wing is down, so you're actually landing on the upwind wheel. The downwind wheel is still in the air. It's still, that wing is still flying. And basically what you do is then you roll the throttle all the way completely off, and you let that energy bleed off. Because if you try and put it in a three-point position, the airplane will immediately weather vane and ground loop. So that's what wheel landings are for.
That makes sense. The whole, is it partially because just asphalt's so sticky compared to the grass, and you just don't want to catch that wheel and flip her over?
Yep, it will not. Yeah, no, the tire will not slide on asphalt, whereas it slides all over the place on grass. So that's why we're okay with, crosswinds and everything else teaching them here, is because, it's not a big deal. But, okay, got a guy going upwind over there. You get him back there?
Yeah, I got him.
All right.
I don't see anybody else.
Nope. You should be good.
All right.
So you're working towards your commercial ticket right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I'm trying to get those maneuvers pinned down, and I don't know, like my instructor's a student at Ohio State, so he's on vacation right now, and I went up a couple times with other students or other instructors who are like local to the area. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just like looking to do it for a way to stay proficient and not have to pay for it. And I've tutored people in the past, and I've really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's just a good way to keep on top of your game, more or less.
All right.
So
on the good. Okay. So on the wheel landing. So let's add a little bit of power because we don't want to descend quite yet. Okay. Now let's go ahead and keep that. We'll keep that speed up right around 65. Okay. So this time we're actually rolling, and see how we got that, kind of keep that upwind wing down a little bit, okay? And then what we want to do here is we want to just fly level, fly level, fly level. All right, now keep that nose forward. All right, I'm sticking all the way forward, and see how the energy bleeds off?
Yeah.
Now the stick comes in your gut.
Huh.
That's a wheel landing.
That's very interesting.
Yep. There you go.
I felt like you were definitely fighting me because I wanted to really.
Yep, you wanted to pull back, and I'm like, nope. You keep that. See, and that's how that energy. That will keep you from ground looping the airplane because you've got, the rudder pedals are effective all the way down to about, 5 miles an hour. So you can keep that airplane going straight down the runway, but you see it's really uncomfortable getting that stick all the way forward, okay?
That is.
All right, go ahead and clean her up, and we'll do a couple more. How you feeling? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I feel all right.
All right, good.
Let's just do, you know what the time is?
It is about 1:25.
Okay, let's do like one more. I want to keep my mother happy for.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I understand. I got you. So you're here now. Are you local or?
Yeah, I'm just in Dayton. So like, there's like church and stuff I'm supposed to go to.
Oh yeah, well, church is overrated, but yeah.
No,
No, that's cool. That's okay.
That's at 3, so I figure half hour to get home.
There you go.
Change really fast and go over to the church.
There you go. Sure. I apologize for the late start. It's just
I'm well acquainted with late starts and flying, so no need to explain to me. I get it. All right, we are up. No one coming in. Runway. All right, so should I try another wheel takeoff?
yeah. Try wheel takeoff.
All right, keep your eyes on me.
All right. You got the airplane.
I have the airplane, so full stick forward.
Okay, keep that aileron into the. There you go. A little bit more. There you go. That's good. Okay, get that nose down.
All right.
Okay. Now get the center. Stick back to the center. Hold it right here. Hold it right here. Speed's building up. All right. Hold it right there. All right. Now pull. 55 miles an hour, and you see this is also your short field, or your over a 50-foot obstacle
Climb attitude.
Because you see, we gained 100 feet. Once you got that, as soon as you did that pullback, boom, we gained 100 feet right there in the spot. So that's your climbing out of VX. But you can see, once you get above about 50 miles an hour, the airplane is going to fly. Even if you're trying to hold it to the ground, it's going to fly.
Right.
Which is kind of cool on these things. So you just stay in ground effect, and you saw how fast we accelerated once we got up. Once you break the friction, of the surface, this thing actually, it scoots along pretty good. And we're just past the end of the runway, and you see we're already almost to 1,500 feet. All right, you go ahead and we're down at 50, so let's pitch down a little bit there. Yeah, 55, 60 is the best speed for this airplane. Okay. And the lift isn't hurting either. All these nice dry fields generate. Now this sun's really starting to heat the ground.
Yeah, it is.
That's why you feel you're bopping around a lot. That's all this lift that's coming off these fields. Nice lift right here. Want to try and do a wheel landing?
Let's try it. Let's
All right.
try it.
So keep the energy up. Right around in there. Okay. Nope. Don't. Okay. Now.
I don't want to flare.
Get that. Don't flare. Get that all the way forward. All right. Get that stick all the way forward. Good. See how the tail's starting to drop?
Yep.
All right. Now tailing your gut.
All right.
Boom. There you go. You got it, man.
All right.
All right. Let's go take her to tie down.
All righty. That was fun.
Didn't think you had this much fun in a little airplane, huh?
No, I mean, yeah, this is the first time I've ever been in one. Like, honestly, first time I really saw someone with, like, very minimal panel, I was like, man, how do people fly those things? You know, it's one of those, because I quote unquote grew up on, full set instrument 172.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, they're a hoot. It's a lot of fun. You can do some amazing things with these little airplanes.
All right.
We're in between the two Cessnas here. Nice.
All right, Mac.
Don't forget your car, Pete.